Hello students, welcome to Affairs Cloud. My name is Vikas. So friends, we have an application by the name Careers Cloud which you can go and download through the Play Store. And once you have downloaded, you can log in with your Gmail ID. And why I am suggesting you this application, because this is the one-stop solution for all the current affairs. This is the best of the best application and the platform where you can enhance your learning through help. Here you will be provided with multiple courses. Here you will be provided with multiple options of quizzes, and even you will be provided current affairs on daily basis. PDFs and quizzes will be provided to you on daily basis, both in Hindi as well as English. Here you will be provided current affairs with weekly basis and monthly basis also. Here remember, once you have done watching our video, then you can log in through this application, take out the PDF, read that PDF and go through the quizzes. That will enhance your preparation. Same you have to do for weekly and same you have to do for the monthly also. In monthly you will be provided with the top 100 important questions PDF and video also, that will enhance your learning, and it will be a very beneficial and important video for the revision perspective. And not just this friends, apart from this we also provide you banking and economic questions. We provide you state current affairs such as of Uttarakhand, UP, Tripura, Telangana, and many more. Not just this, apart from this we also provide you topic wise current affairs, and the topics that we are providing you are really important. These topics are such as national affairs, international affairs, important days, sports, defense, science and technology, apps and web portals, obituary. These are the important topics that are being asked in various exams across India. So these are the topics that are must and should be covered and will be beneficial for the preparation of the students. Hello everyone. So in this video we will be discussing important current affairs of 7th of September. Right? Let's start. First question is, IREDA recently signed a memorandum of understanding with which bank to finance renewable energy projects in India. So in order to finance the renewable energy projects in India, IREDA, they have recently signed a memorandum of understanding with whom? It was with Union Bank of India and Bank of Baroda. Correct? Mark this. IREDA, they signed memorandum of understanding with Union Bank of India and Bank of Baroda. These agreement will enable IREDA to work with UBI and Bank of Baroda in loan syndication and co-lending for various renewable energy projects that are going on in India. Correct? Very important. Take a note of this. This was a part of IREDA's plan to support Government of India's target of achieving 50% cumulative electric power installed capacity from non-fossil fuel based energy resources by 2030. Correct? If we talk about Union Bank of India, who is the managing director here? A. Mani Mekhlai ji. Headquarter is in Mumbai, Maharashtra, and it was established in 1919. Then if we talk about Bank of Baroda, here MD and CEO is Devdatta Chand ji. Headquarter is Vadodara, Gujarat, and it was established in 1908. So right option here becomes Union Bank of India and Bank of Baroda. They together signed this MOU with IREDA, and it was to finance the renewable energy projects in India. Next is Malavia scheme, right, or Malavia mission. This is a teachers training program, Malavia mission, correct? It was launched by which ministry? As it is related to teachers, so we can say this is related to your education. Ministry of Education and our Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, he have launched this Malavia mission, that is a teachers training program, correct? And this is by UGC, right? So Ministry of Education has launched this, and it was launched by United University Grants Commission, correct? It is here also Dharmendra Pradhan ji, he also launched a portal of this program here, correct? Coming back, if we see, on the occasion of the National Teachers Day, that it was on 5th of September, National Teachers Day is observed in the memory of to commemorate the birth anniversary of Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan ji, correct? So on Teachers Day, our Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, that is the Ministry of Education, have launched Malviya Mission Teachers Training Program. It has been started by UGC, correct? And it was launched at Kushal Bhavan in New Delhi. Then Dharmendra Pradhan also inaugurated a portal, that is a website for this particular mission, Correct. Then MOE also inked an MOU with Adobe, an American multinational computer software company, to help children learn artificial intelligence. And if we talk about the first AI school, where this will be set up in India, or the first state to start an AI school in India, is your Kerala, right? Which is that state? It is Kerala. First AI school that will be opened in India. Next, which ministry collaborated with United Nations World Tourism Organization to unveil the G20 Tourism and Sustainable Development Ministers Meet? Correct. Or remember, which ministry has collaborated with UNWTO to unveil the G20 Tourism Sustainable Development Goal Dashboard also? Right. What will this dashboard talk about? This will be talking about the sustainable development goals, that which among these 17 sustainable development goals have we achieved, what is the progress going on, right? What are the projects that are in midway, and what are the steps that will be taken that to achieve these sustainable development goals. So which is that ministry here we are talking about? It is your Ministry of Tourism, right? In collaboration with United Nations World Tourism Organization, correct, they have unveiled G20 Tourism and Sustainable Development Goal Dashboard. Correct. Then this G20 tourism and SDG dashboard is an outcome of the G20 tourism working group. This dashboard is developed under the leadership of India's G20 presidency with the expert knowledge in partnership with UNWTO. This dashboard is a comprehensive online platform that gathers information from the G20 tourism working groups, and it offers insights into sustainable tourism and facilitates knowledge engage and collaboration among G20 countries. Right. Then apart from this, remember, for the year 2024, which country will be having the presidency of G20? It will be with Mexico. Next is India's first solar city was inaugurated in which city of Madhya Pradesh? Important. India's first solar city is your Sanchi, that is in Madhya Pradesh. Correct. Who is the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh? Shivraj Singh Chauhan. Right. He inaugurated this city of Sanchi in Madhya Pradesh, that is the India's first solar city. This is in line with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of developing a solar city in every state by 2070. A solar power plant of 3 megawatt and 5 megawatt solar power plants in Naguri and Gulgaon of Sanchi will be set up here, that will cater to the demand of the electricity required by the city and your agriculture purpose. Right. Apart from this, remember, the solar city will reduce 13,747 tons of carbon dioxide emissions each year, and this project will save more than 7 crore rupees annually. Correct. Because of the energy shifting from non-renewable sources to renewable sources of energy. Then apart from this, remember, various electric vehicle charging stations will be set up, public establishment equipment with rooftop solar systems, and individual rooftop owners establish rooftop systems on their premises to reduce their dependence on the grid. And India has set a target of generating 40% of their total energy capacity generation from the renewable sources by 2030, and the target of India to become carbon neutral is 2070 here. So Sanchi became the India's first solar city, that is in Madhya Pradesh. Next, apart from this, remember, there was in October 2022, Prime Minister Narendra Modi declared Modhera village, right, as the first village to be powered by solar energy 24/7. If we are talking about village, it is Modhera village. If we are talking about city, it is your Sanchi city, right? So both are important. So which is the first village that was first solar powered village of India? Modhera village, that is in Gujarat. And if we are talking about the first solar city, it is Sanchi, that is in Madhya Pradesh. Next is banking and finance. Recently, Bajaj Allianz Life Insurance, they have launched a new saving plan, that is Bajaj Allianz Life Ace. I repeat, Bajaj Allianz Life Insurance Company, they introduced Bajaj Allianz Life Ace, that is a non-linked participating individual life insurance saving plan. This plan offers more flexibility to customers in designing cash flows according to their individual financial needs. Right here, the maximum and minimum age entries from 18 to 55 years of age, and maturity age here is up to 85 years, up to 100 years. Correct. Here you can pay premium yearly, half yearly, quarterly, or monthly as you wish. Correct. And if we talk about LIC, Bajaj Alliance Life Insurance Company, who is the managing director and chief executive officer here? Tarun Chugh. And where is the headquarter? It is in Pune, Maharashtra. It was established in 2001. Next is SBI. They have announced introduction to UPI interoperability on CBDC. I repeat, India's largest public sector bank SBI has introduced UPI interoperability for the digital rupee, that is e-rupee, also called as central bank digital currency. This will enhance the accessibility and convenience for the customers. Through this e-rupee by SBI application, CBDC users can now seamlessly scan merchant UPI QR codes and use them for transaction purposes, right? So similarly, as you used to pay through your money, that is your Indian rupees, now you will be able to pay using the UPI with your CBDC, that is your e-rupee, correct? So to make the payment easy for e-rupee, correct, this step was taken by SBI. Next, remember, SBI has unveiled their additional feature on their super premium card, that is Aurum. Question can be asked, this Aurum is the card launched by which bank? It is of SBI Bank. Directly remember this. Who is the chairman here? Dinesh Kumar Kharaji. And headquarter, it is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. It was established in 1955 and the tagline here is the banker to every Indian. Next is Hitachi Payment Service Limited launched India's first white label UPI ATM with NPCI. And this is important, friends. Take a note of it. What this bank ATM will do is, earlier what the traditional ATM used to do is that you need to have a physical debit card. You will insert the debit card and you will put your pins and then you will be getting your money from your bank account, right? Now what these UPI ATMs will do is, you just have to put the amount that you want to withdraw and there will be a QR code, as you can see on the screen here. Just scan the QR code from your say for example your Paytm application, your PhonePe or BhimPay application, and with that you will be directed to a page where you have to enter your PIN and then the amount will be deducted from your bank account, and from here this part you will be withdrawing that money, correct? So this is a Bhim UPI or this is a UPI ATM, correct? And it was launched by Hitachi Payment Service Limited in collaboration with NPCI, and this is a 100% subsidy of Hitachi. This is an integrated payment solutions provider and they have launched India's first ever UPI ATM with a white label ATM, correct? It was in association with NPCI. Important, take a note of it. So it was Hitachi that launched this UPI ATM, first ever UPI ATM in India. Next, PNB. They have launched a CBDC UPI interoperability through PNB Digital Rupee application. Similar thing was done by SBI recently and now it is your Punjab National Bank. How this will help the users is that users will now able to pay through the UPI with your e-rupee, right? Correct? So that e-rupee, your digital currency, can be used for the payments. Correct? This PNB Digital Rupee app will allow the users to use their CBDC wallets to make purchases on the UPI QR of these merchants even if they don't have a CBDC wallet. This is a technical compatibility that will allow a payment system to work with other payment systems. This CBDC wallet has a digital rupee issued by the RBI and is tokenized digital version of the rupee. The digital rupee functions exactly like sovereign currency and is interchangeable 1:1 with your paper money. Here UPI is a mobile based payment system that was launched by NPCI in 2016, right? So if you want to pay through your e-rupee, you will be able to pay through this PNB Digital Rupee application, right? And it was launched by PNB Bank, and similar is the case for your SBI holders. Next, economy and business. India Post and Bigfoot Retail Solution, they have joined hands to strengthen the e-commerce export ecosystem. I repeat, it is your Department of Post under the Ministry of Communication. They partnered with Bigfoot Retail Solutions and which operates as a Shiprocket brand, and it was to boost the e-commerce export, that is to boost e-commerce export. India Post and Bigfoot Retail Solution, they have signed or they have came together. They have basically joined hands to strengthen this e-commerce export ecosystem. This agreement will enable a technical integration between Dakghar Niryat Kendras and the Shiprocket. Here, Exporters can access services like packaging, label printing, picking up, and shipment induction at the nearest DNK, that is Daghar Neareth Kenders. Right? India Post has undertaken various initiatives such as including your foreign post offices, including the Postal Bill of Export, launch competitive international services, and establishing various Daghar Niryat Kenders in India. Right? Next, next is your BEL, that is your Bharat Electronics Limited and Israel Aerospace Industries Limited. They recently signed this memorandum of understanding to enhance the short-range air defense systems of India. I repeat, Bharat Electronics Limited and Israel Aerospace Industries Limited, they signed an MOU for the cooperation in addressing India's growing needs in the field of short-range air defense system. Then this MOU aims to strengthen the IAI, that is your Israel Aerospace Industries, and BHEL's capabilities in line with Atmanirbhar Bharat and Make in India policies of the Government of India. This MOU will empower Indian industry to make significant contributions towards equipping Indian armed forces with the state-of-the-art short-range air defense systems. Correct? If we talk about BEL, that is Bharat Electronics Limited, who is the chairman and managing director here, Bhanu Prakash Srivastav. Headquarters is in Bangalore, Karnataka, and it was established in 1954. Next, next is Vijayawada Railway Station. They have got a green railway station certificate with the highest platinum rating. I repeat, Vijayawada Railway Station, that is in Andhra Pradesh. First thing to remember. Next, remember they have got the green railway station certificate. This is the highest rating of the platinum by Indian Green Building Council, CII, that is your Confederation of Indian Industry. This rating was given to showcase that this is a very beautiful railway station, right? Everywhere there is cleanliness, correct? And to showcase the green railway station rating system, this was given, and this became the second railway station under South Railway Zone to get a platinum rating after Secunderabad Railway Station Division of Telangana, which bagged this in 2018. So first was your first station to get your platinum rating was Secunderabad Railway Station of Telangana, and now second is your Vijayawada Railway Station, that is in Andhra Pradesh. Correct? Then remember, this initiative thereby reduces the adverse environmental impacts due to station operation and maintenance. The rating system helps to address national priorities like water conservation, water management, energy efficiencies, reduced use of fossil fuels, lesser dependency on virgin materials, and health and well-being of the station occupants. Correct? Next is science and tech. Recently, Greeny Robotics, they have launched India's first AI-enabled counter drone, Indrajal. I repeat, Hyderabad's Telangana Greeny Robotics, they in partnership with Bharat Electronics Limited, they have launched Indrajal, which is India's first and the only counter drone system that uses AI and machine learning to counter drone threats. Mark this important. It is your Greeny Robotics. They partnered with whom? They partnered with Bharat Electronics Limited, and they have launched Indra Jal. This is the first and the only counter drone defense system that uses artificial intelligence and machine learnings to counter the drone threats. The drone was unveiled under the presence of Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh, who is the governor of Uttarakhand. Right? Important, and take a note of this. Next question can be asked is that this Indrajal, this is a drone, and this is working on which AI driven platform? It is working on the Greeny OS, that is an AI driven platform, and it has been developed by Greeny Robotics. Right? Next, remember Garuda Aerospace, they have introduced a drone training program to empower people with disabilities. I repeat, Garuda Aerospace Private Limited, along with Bharat Drone Association and National Drone Pilot Association, they have launched this equality drone training program in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. The 10 days program is specifically designed for persons with disabilities to offer them free of cost training, education, and skill development in drone flying and how to operate drones, that how can drones be used, because in future we will be seeing a huge dependence on drones for various logistics, for irrigation, and many other sectors. Correct? The program strengthens the diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives of Garuda Aerospace, and it was your Garuda Aerospace. They have recently launched this drone training program in Chennai, Tamil Nadu for the disabled individuals. Next,
Next is IITF Asian Table Tennis Championship 2023 was held, and Indian men's team has won the bronze medal here. I repeat, the Indian men's team comprised of Sharat Kamal, Sathya Gnaskaran and Harmeet Desai, who has won the bronze medal here in the International Table Tennis Federation Asia Table Tennis Championship 2023. Correct. This was the 26th edition of the event championship, and recently here India's men team has won bronze medal. Next, APFPS, they signed this MOU with SBI to promote and establish 7,500 micro food processing units in Andhra Pradesh. I repeat, recently Andhra Pradesh Food Processing Society, they recently under the Department of Agriculture and Marketing of the government of Andhra Pradesh signed an MOU with SBI for upgrading and establishing a minimum of 7,500 micro food processing units in Andhra Pradesh. Correct, important. This agreement will be executing during the financial year of 23-24 under Prime Minister Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprise Scheme. This collaboration aimed at fostering the growth of food processing industry in Andhra Pradesh. Correct, important. Take a note of it. Then as a partnership here, SBI will offer a collateral free loan of up to 10 lakh rupees to eligible beneficiaries. And here under this scheme, loans will be available at 9% interest with addition of 3% intervention for all other people to whom you will not be able to get this 10 lakh rupees collateral free. Correct? Now, what is this collateral free? That means there have to be no guarantee provided to the bank in return of these money. And for them, 10 lakh rupees, they will be charging a 9% interest here. Correct? So, moving on. Here you can see this scheme is a centrally sponsored scheme launched on 29th of June 2020 by the Ministry of Food Processing Industries to promote competitiveness of existing individual micro enterprises in unorganized segment of the food processing industry and promote formalization of the sector. Next is second edition of the Kathmandu Kalinga Literacy Festival that was held in Nepal. I repeat, it was the second edition of the Surya Nepal Kathmandu Kalinga Literacy Festival. This was held from 1st to 3rd of September in Kathmandu, Nepal, and this event was inaugurated by the Minister of Foreign Affairs NP Saud of Nepal. And this central theme of this festival is Shakti Bhakti Civilization Connection, Nepal as the center of global thought. So this is the theme that you need to remember here. Correct? So friends, these were your important current affairs for the day. Now let's go for a quick one-liner revision. IREDA, they signed this MOU with Union Bank of India and Bank of Baroda to co-finance renewable energy projects. Our Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has launched Malavia Mission by UGC. Ministry of Education signed an MOU with Adopt to help children learn artificial intelligence. Then Ministry of Tourism in collaboration with UNWTO has unveiled G20 Tourism and Sustainable Development Goals Dashboard. India's first solar city inaugurated in Sanchi of Madhya Pradesh. Bajaj Alliance Life Insurance, they have launched a new saving plan that is Bajaj Alliance Life ACE. SBI, they have announced introduction of UPI interoperability on CBDC. Hitachi Payment Services launched India's first white label UPI ATM with NPCI. PNB Bank, they have launched CBDC UPI interoperability through PNB Digital Rupee application. India Post and Bigfoot Retail Solutions to join hands to strengthen e-commerce export ecosystem. Next is BEL and IAI. They signed this MOU to enhance short-range air defense systems of India. Vijayawada railway station gets green railway station certification with highest platinum rating. Greeny Robotics launched India's first AI-enabled counter drone, that is Indrajal. IITF Asian Table Tennis Championship 2023 was held and Indian team has won the bronze medal here. APFPS, they signed this MOU with SBI to promote and establish 7,500 micro foods processing units in Andhra Pradesh. And the second edition of this Kathmandu Kalinga Literacy Festival was held in the Nepal. Correct? So these are your important current affairs for today, friends. Now let's move to some revision part. First is, where was the first G20 Digital Economy Working Group meeting held? Tell me. First of all, we all know who is having the presidency of G20. It is with India. What is the theme that was launched? Vasudev Kutumbakam. Then it is asked, first G20 Digital Economy Working Group meeting. I repeat, first Digital Economy Working Group meeting. Where was this held? This was held in the same place where UP Global Investor Summit was held. It is, that is Lucknow, UP. If question asked that which is the ministry that has launched or organized the first edition of the G20 Digital Economy Working Group, so if ministry asked, it will be your Ministry of Electronics, Information and Technology. All right, they hosted the first Digital Economy Working Group meeting as a part of India's G20 presidency. And this meeting, Digital Economy Working Group meeting, was held from 13th to 15th of Feb in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. Then, who was the chair of this G20 Digital Economy Working Group meeting? So, remember, who held the chair? The chair was held by Alkesh Kumar Sharma. Alright, and it was co chaired by Sushil Pal. Moving on to next. Next is which city hosted the first Agriculture Deputies meeting of Agriculture Working Group under India's G20 presidency? I repeat, the first Agriculture Deputy meeting. First Agriculture Deputy meeting of Agriculture Working Group. This was held under India's G20 presidency. This was held for 3 days. This was held where? It was held in Indore, Madhya Pradesh. Alright, it was from 13th to 15th of February. Then remember, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, who is the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, inaugurated this exhibition, that is first Agriculture Deputies meeting on the first day. The exhibition's major attraction. Moving on. Next is who has launched first Global Tourism Investors Summit. So remember, this first Global Tourism Investor Summit was launched by our Union Minister of Tourism. He will be G. Kishan Reddy ji. Who inaugurated the International Engineering and Technology Fair 2023? I repeat, who inaugurated the International Energy and Engineering and Technology Fair 2023? This was inaugurated by President Draupadi Murmu. All right, she inaugurated this International International Engineering and Technology Fair in New Delhi. This IETF, that is your International Engineering Technology Fair for 2023. This covers 11 areas of emerging technologies. Next question. What is the rank of India in providing quality entrepreneurship ecosystem? So remember, India was ranked 4th out of 51 countries in having quality entrepreneurship ecosystem. Next is your homework section. First, what is the name of the 7th and the last stealth frigate of Project 17A that was recently launched? Second, which state launched Mukhyamantri Medhabi Chatra Prosthan Yojana? And third, which country's central bank governor stopped the Global Finance Central Banker Report 2023 cards? So these are your 3 homework questions, friend. I want to see maximum participation of students in the comment section for these homework questions. And if you find the session to be interesting, do like the video and comment below. Let us know what are your views for the same. Doing this will motivate us to make better content for you in the long run. So that's all for the day, friends. Thank you and have a nice day.
That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at Affairs Cloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this, friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is affairscloud_official. In the end, friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number, that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.